According to a recent report by the U.S. Global Atlanta newspaper, Kpop and Hallyu are now a huge tsunami that leads the world, which is an important factor in raising Korea's national dignity and image. The sky-high achievement of the new song Butter, which has been steadily rising to become the #1 song for 7 consecutive weeks on the Billboard Hot 100 chart, hasn't been discussed enough. Then their latest release follow-up song Permission to Dance, which has racked up 180 million views on YouTube in less than 10 days, has, after its release on the 9th of this month, reclaimed its crown on Billboard's Hot 100 chart, handed down from Butter. Permission to Dance currently tops music charts in 92 countries around the world, and American music experts expect that its popularity will continue for the time being. It can be seen that the coverage of K-pop, through the remarkable growth of BlackPink and other emerging groups, will become the mainstream of popular music around the world in the near future. While offline theaters are suffering huge losses due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the global trend is changing to online video streaming such as Netflix, where Korean content dominates the top spot in popularity. On Netflix, Korean dramas such as Itaewon Class, Secret Forest, Psycho But It's Okay, and Startup are ranked at the top to the extent that 50% of the dramas on suggesting board is Korean movies. Recently, some popular American TV programs are also made by importing the format of famous Korean programs such as Fox TV's The Masked Singer, CBS TV's The Good Doctor. In addition to this, Korean food is also popular around the world. The image of Korean food as a healthy food is solidified, and it is gaining popularity among people suffering from obesity in Europe and other countries. The reason for emphasizing that Korean culture is now spreading all over the world is that, according to an analysis of the Rolling Stones music magazine, BTS had changed the world's music industry into a new form forever, while expressing their surprise. Not only that, as ARMY, BTS fandom mentions, BTS is also a religious project. However, in China recently, due to the Korean ban, the import and broadcasting of K-pop in China are prohibited. On the other hand, as young people in China and around the world are already fascinated by the charms of BTS and K-pop, an incident has occurred that proves that the politics and the power of the iron-fisted Communist Party cannot stop them. In large cities in China, Korean K-pop dance covers are held at least once a week. In this event, K-pop fans from each city mainly use the main central space to gather 300 to thousands of people to enjoy dancing for an hour or two to K-pop music. Their dances are covered weekly in about 20 large cities in China and uploaded to YouTube. This is necessarily a global trend not only in China, but also in Europe and the America, as well as South America, Eastern Europe, and even Russia and Indonesia, where Korean pop is becoming commonplace. The globalization of Hallyu is also underway in neighboring countries in Asia. In Japan, they have created BTS subtypes such as Arashi and Ballistic Boys, but all have failed every time, and Japan's right-wing parties can only throw themselves into the study of K-pop secrets and tactics, creating groups of low and absurd standards like "give Billboard money to make my groups on top." In Hong Kong and Taiwan, a culture bureau has been newly set up following the style of Korea. However, the unique sensitivity and technique of Hallyu, which dominates the world, is not achieved overnight, and it will not be possible to overcome the unique talent of Koreans. At a time when Korea's cultural tsunami is sweeping the earth, Korea needs active support for the Hallyu wave and wisdom to grow its reputation for South Korea, which has emerged as a cultural powerhouse and has become a somewhat more advanced country at the UN to develop further in the future. The Korean wave is making the greatest achievements in Dangun times. Hallyu is now Korea's way of life and will be a bright, brilliant future for South Korea.